What's up YouTube? I'm your host DMLX and welcome to Action Recap, where we break down action scenes in our favorite movies. So to kick off the first episode of Action Recap, in honor of The Predator releasing on September 14th, I'll be covering Predator: Dark Ages. Yeah, that's right, I'm starting the first episode off with a fan film.
Big whoop, wanna fight about it?
If you haven't seen Predator: Dark Ages, I highly recommend it. The movie is set during the Crusades, where a group of Templar knights are tasked with hunting down and killing a mysterious beast that lurks in the wilderness. Once again, go check out this fan film, it's free on YouTube, and the film even won Best Fan Film at the Tri-Cities International Film Festival, to which I salute the whole cast and crew. So when it comes down to the action, does Predator: Dark Ages hold up with the theatrical movie brethren? Well, let's find out. The hunt for the Predator begins with our group of warriors creeping through the woods, which include Thomas, the leader of the group, Sahid, the escort and has dealt with the Predator in the past, Freya, who's an expert archer, Richard, who's a veteran knight, Damien, who's got a bald head, and Godfrey, who looks like Brock Lesnar's runt cousin. Our first action scene kicks off with Sahid, Freya, and Godfrey coming in contact with the Predator through a surprise attack, with the Predator stabbing Godfrey through the chest with his iconic wrist blades and showing off his brute strength by holding Godfrey in the air like it's the end of Dirty Dancing. Once Sahid calls for backup, the Predator retreats into the woods, and then Freya gives chase to enemies she can't see. What a smart idea, right? Freya's really putting blondes to shame in this scenario. When Freya goes to confront the Predator one-on-one, it seems the alien is still hungry for more wrist blade action. The camera cuts to the rest of the group, hearing Freya scream off in the distance.
Oh, she did.
By the time the rest of the Crusaders catch up to Freya, they are too late and stumble upon her decapitated corpse, with Sahid explaining that Freya's head is now one of many trophies for the Predator's collection. Round 2 kicks off with the remaining warriors split into two groups, Damien and Richard going in one direction, while Thomas and Sahid track the Predator in another. Immediately after the group's separation, Damien and Richard spring one of the Predator's traps, which leads to Richard getting caught in the Predator's net. But this ain't no ordinary net, y'all.
God! Get it off me! It's burning!
But yet it sounds like a saw. Anyways, Damien helps Richard out of the net, which leaves Richard with some nasty battle scars. Ouch! Then the Predator decides to stop playing hide and go seek, and goes after Damien, who's trying to crawl to safety after knocking him down. But before the Predator can deliver the killing blow, it gets shot in the back by Richard using his crossbow.
Did you forget about me?
Richard probably should have aimed for the head though, because the Predator fires back with his shoulder cannon and delivers the most gruesome kill in the entire film. Damien tries to avenge his fallen comrade, but is outmatched by the Predator, getting his stomach sliced open. Damn! In classic Predator fashion, Damien is finished off with the Predator ripping out his spine and skull out of his body, adding another trophy to the Predator's collection. And once again, Thomas and Sahid are too late to help their fallen comrades. After witnessing the death of Richard and Damien, Thomas and Sahid regroup to discuss their next move. Thomas wants to stay and stand his ground and not let his comrades die in vain. However, Sahid wants to abandon their mission and live to fight another day. Both eventually go their separate ways, with Sahid running to safety while Thomas prepares for the fight of his life.
Damn you, Saracen.
It's now nightfall with the full moon shining bright. Thomas is fully armored up in his final stand against the Predator, and bangs on his shield multiple times to get the Predator's attention. Now that is badass. Sahid also hears the banging of the shield, who's still trying to escape the forest? I mean, how big are these woods? Once the Predator has his sights on Thomas, it decides to face him in a one-on-one sword duel. Aw, how honorable is that? Thomas is able to hold his own against the Predator for quite some time. That is until the Predator headbutts him with its mask on. That's a guaranteed concussion right there. Even though the Predator had plenty of opportunities to finish off Thomas, it decided to keep batting him around like a cat killing a mouse, probably because it was having so much fun. But before the Predator could deliver the final blow, Sahid sneaks up on the Predator with his own blade and threatens to kill the Predator unless he lets Thomas live. The Predator accepts Sahid's proposal, takes Thomas's helmet as a souvenir, and leaves in its spaceship, thus concluding the last action sequence and the end of the short film. There were a total of 3 action scenes in Predator: Dark Ages. Overall, I would give the action a solid 7 ripped spinal cords out of 10, for good use of practical effects, brutal violence, and being faithful to the Predator's hunting tactics. Nothing was truly groundbreaking in the action, but for a fan film, not bad. Winner for the Epic Showdown Award goes to Thomas vs. the Predator. Seeing that Thomas was the only one to put up a decent fight against the alien hunter, plus seeing the Predator wield a medieval sword is just straight up badass. The highlight reel award goes to Damien's death, for having his gut sliced open and getting his spinal cord ripped out of his body. He definitely suffered the most throughout this entire film. The Balboa Award for Best Fighter goes to Thomas. Even though the Predator was the most dominant force in the film, I admire Thomas's dedication and determination in killing the Predator. who's an enemy that outclasses him in every way possible. The most ballistic moment, however, goes to Freya's death, due to Freya making the most stupidest decision imaginable by chasing after an enemy who can camouflage alone! I'm sorry, Freya, you deserve to get your head chopped off for that. So there you guys have it, that's my first episode of Action Recap. I already got other videos in the works such as Edge of Tomorrow, The Matrix, maybe even Avengers Infinity War. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out. Subscribe for more content from me on the Action Recap. I'm Team Lex. I'll see you in the future.